Everybody, and welcome to a very different type of live chat. Yeah, I'm not showing my face right now because oh my goodness, it's one of those times when when you can't sleep. I woke up about 5 a.m. and I know a lot of people probably usually get up at 5 a.m. to go to work and things, but I don't. I mean, we normally get up about 7:30, that kind of thing. It's 7 a.m. now, but I was up at 5 a.m. in bed. I couldn't sleep. It was another one. Oh, hi, I can see people dropping in. Hello. Sorry, I don't have my big computer, so if I don't get all your comments, they're appearing really small on the screen. But hello, I can see you all dropping in. So I woke up at about 5 a.m. in bed. Bo was on the bed, and I had a little bit of a pain in my side. Anyway, I couldn't sleep, so I ended up I actually I was reading news on my phone. I think it's another case of overactive mind. I've had an overactive mind at night times recently, and it's one of those things. I just can't sleep. So I decided to get up. I made a cup of tea. I've come outside in the garden. I've been sat by the meadow. The cats are out with me, apart from Bo, who's still on the bed with Matt. Molly's over there. Yeah, I know we can all get sleepless times sometimes. So it's the morning and it's a bit overcast. It's very grey. Obviously, it's been raining a bit overnight because it's a bit wet on the floor. I'm in my gym jams. I'm in my pajamas. Um, so hello, Rory. Um, hey, sweetie, how are you doing? So I'm going to catch the early morning crowd today. Oh, here's my tea. I left my tea over here. Oh look, I've almost drunk it all. Christ. Look, you can see the water. Can you see the water? You can see the water. The wind chime as well is really nice. Hello to Patriot Views Missing Liverpool. I can see you there. I can see a lot of the comments. Leanne says it's 2:11 a.m. Eastern time in the US. Yeah, or late night owls if you're in the US. Thank you to Lynn, who says the garden looks lovely. Lots of other people saying that they have the same issue. Patriot is so exhausted. Ooh, why are you exhausted, my love? 11:13 in the USA, apparently. Let's just admire my beautiful roses. I have been doing some deadheading over the last few days. This is Princess Anne. Say hello to Anne. She's beautiful and hardworking. This is William and Catherine. Delightful scent. Really lovely, delightful scent. And Miss Anne Boleyn, who has not lost her head in this case, is looking gorgeous. Teasing Georgia. Here we have a little bit of Teasing Georgia. I don't know who Georgia is teasing, but anyway, she is gorgeous and beautiful as well. So yeah, I don't think I'll be sunbathing today. Not that I get a chance to sunbathe anyway. It's actually Trooping the Colour today. A very restricted Trooping the Colour. So that's at 10 a.m. Maybe that was on my mind. Maybe it was the whole Trooping the Colour thing. I mean, obviously, I can't show you Trooping the Colour. It is actually being shown on the BBC. So if you're watching from overseas, do check it out on the BBC YouTube channel, because that will be shown and it will be quite historic. Patriot says, I'm awake listening to your courses, which are actually information packed so much that you are grateful for the break to listen to me. Thank you very much for listening to me. So yeah, I'll be watching that, and then I think I'll be doing a live stream on Royal Reviewer straight immediately after, giving you my opinions on something that is quite historic, very different to Trooping the Colour. So maybe that's on my mind as well. Hello, gorgeous. Oh, Rory and Bo were playing last night, weren't you, my sweetie? So if you don't know, if you're not familiar, Bo is our new kitten, and we've had him for 3 weeks now, and Bo has been bonding with Rory quite well. So they were playing last night, which was really lovely. Although Bo sometimes gets intimidated by his size, which is quite unjust, because although Rory is big, he's as daft as a brush. So sometimes kind of mixed messages. Molly, like I said, she's a bit like Mama Cat, because Brian, the neighbour's cat, came in yesterday, and I've never seen her so ferocious. She knew that Bo was in, and it's almost like she went into mama mode, and she literally, tried to protect him. her tail went massive and she literally fired him off. Look at all my beautiful roses. In fact, I forget the net. Oh, that one needs deadheading, look. Ooh, petals. Who wants rose petals in their bath? But yeah, no, daisies looking gorgeous. No, that's not Little Bo, that was Rory. Oh, look, my geraniums. I did put my geraniums in here and they are growing. Look, do you remember I grew these from seed? Aren't they looking gorgeous? Yeah, let's just take. Oh, and do you remember these I planted from bare root? They're looking quite nice. Reverend Darlene says, I wish I had a garden. Probably on your mind, trooping the colours. Yes. I love your garden. How sweet. Rory was playing with Bo. Oh, look now. You're probably seeing a lot of plants. So Matt had to go into work for like a reorientation type thing because he's got to go in a few days next week to have contact with the kids. So these plants were in his room and also in the science department in other classes, and he's rescued them. I have no idea how they have survived with no water for about 2 months whilst we've all been not going to doing our regular things. So we have some geraniums, which I watered yesterday. They're actually quite healthy considering that they've not had any water. We have some spider plants and we took some cuttings. So the spider plant cuttings are here. We've got some more geraniums from school. So there we go. Oh, look at the tumbling tom. In fact, I can almost put these in the hanging baskets. And the cucamelons. Look at the cucamelons. They're amazing. And I've still got all these tomatoes left over. I think they're going to end up going to waste. But yeah, I still need to put all these in. And I've decided I'm going to put the Californian poppies and the rest of the cosmos in the border over there. But I need to clear away all of the spring debris, you know, like all the stuff that dies back. We have the chilies coming through. Sweet peas are ready, I think, to be pegged to the canes. We have all the different cucumbers and tomatoes that I grew from seed. Joan, yeah, it's been a sleep. No, I slept okay. I went off to sleep okay. It's when I woke up, and then I just couldn't get back. So there we go. This is a tomato that my mum and dad actually bought from a proper, pot. And that's already, if you look, it's already got some tomato flowers. So we're definitely going to have tomatoes on that one. So yeah, I need to kind of sort out this greenhouse. Looking a little bit messy, but never mind. Yeah, look, my beautiful roses climbing up. Oh, Princess Diana clematis. The Princess Diana clematis is actually in bud, and it's actually in flower as well. Can you see? Princess Diana is flowering. She is gorgeous. So she's looking rather beautiful, which I think is befitting. So yeah, meadow from a different angle. Apparently Californian poppies have just finished here in California. You rip the rest of them out. Ooh, yes. Well, you can cut them back, but obviously I think it's the seeds that make them come back, I think. So yeah, I mean, obviously wait till they go to the seed heads and then sprinkle the seeds, or even keep the seeds, and then they definitely will come back. Patriot says level 5 is currently online. Oh, there you go. So lots of courses. Sue says love your garden. Sorry you can't sleep. I'm off to bed. Karen, hello and good morning to you. Joan says, I love your garden. I always refer to my David Austin catalogue to look up your roses. The David Austin catalogue is amazing. I would love every single one. I really, really would. Right, parent plant, parent foxglove, baby foxglove, because they're pink. See? So obviously last year that got pollinated, and we have a pink hybrid. There we go. I'm not quite sure what else I can I can show you in the garden, but anyway, yeah, we've got an old sink. So I've planted up the old sink. So here's some of the cosmos that I grew from seed, and it's actually flowered, which is really, really good. So I'm liking that. And we added a dahlia. Oh, hi, Miss Molly. How are you doing, girl? Hey, sweetie. How are you doing? There's no Brian in here today, is there? I don't think he'd dare come by you. My good. Oh, these are out as well. These weren't out yesterday. Hello, Cosmos. It's really, really nice to see when you've grown something from seed. Now, let me do a water check because, oh, that's gone up a bit because that was almost down the bottom. So at least I have some rainwater. That's good. Oh, let's go and check on the Archie tree. So if you didn't know, in honour of Sussex Great Forest, I planted a sapling, which I grew from one of those little spinny helicopter things, from a parent tree. So this is the Archie tree, and he's doing quite well. So it's not died, so I'm doing quite well. The lilac bush. We have a lilac bush which has finished flowering for this year. Let's go around the utility area of the garden. So I've got my garden canes here, looking all nice. Here we go. Right, let's check this water butt. I've got 2 water butts. Still quite low, but never mind. It will do. It will have to do. A beautiful Acer. Gorgeous, beautiful Acer. We've had that one quite a few years, and isn't it a gorgeous colour? You can imagine the Queen wearing something in that colour, couldn't you? Now my Jude the Obscure was out. Yes, it's still out. Jude the Obscure smells amazing. What time's drooping the colour? Oh, was it 10:15? I think it's about 10:15 here in the UK. Jude the Obscure is gorgeous. And these, don't they look lovely? They do indeed. And yeah. Now, I wasn't sure when I planted this up about the colour combination, but I actually think it works because the sort of light purple with the dark purple and the yellow, I actually think it looks quite pretty. What do you think? Do you think it's a good colour combination or not? I wasn't sure. These are Nemesia's rhubarb and custard, and these are verbenas. Have we ever considered a live aboard narrowboat? I would like a narrowboat, but Matt is not very good with like small spaces because he's really tall. So I don't think it would be very good for Matt. Perfect for me, not very good for Matt. Is the Archie a maple tree? It's this tree. So this is the parent tree that I got the little helicopter from. So I grew the Archie tree literally from one of these. So, literally these, I put one of these in some soil, in a pot, and it grew. So this is how I did the Archie tree. So I could do lots more Archie trees. There's millions of them. I mean, literally, look at the floor. There's loads. So there we go. Oh, and these are really abundant. Now this is another beautiful David Austin rose. This is a Rambler, and the colours are just really, really striking and stunning. And if I kind of pan up, you can see it's rambled all the way up. It rambles a bit like me, and it goes all the way up there. Isn't it gorgeous? I think it's gorgeous. Now this thing here, I think it's going to have to come down because it's blocking the light into my border. So I think this big thing has grown too big. So I think I might have to raise it to the ground. We'll see. Again, more beautiful foxgloves. And some purple ones. These are really nice. Now these have a scent. I forget the name of them. Oh, I forgot the name. But they have like these beautiful kind of silvery stems, and then these beautiful flowers which look gorgeous. As you can see, all the rain on them as well. And then these are just coming to the end, so we've got lots where all the petals have fallen off, and then we've just got a few with the orange still there. Golden Celebration as well. Oh, so you can get tall narrowboats. It's having the time to go on them. But yeah, I mean, I am looking at like hotels in the UK for the summer, for when things open back up again, because, eventually there's talk that things will open up. Leslie P says, I'm inspired to order David Austin roses. I looked online and cannot wait for delivery. They are amazing. Yeah, so I am looking at maybe thinking about booking hotels once they reopen. Apparently, measures are being put in place to make sure that everything is safe, with emphasis on cleanliness and all the rest of it. So I am going to, I think, try to at least book something. I need to get away and have a bit of a break and a holiday. Um, so yeah, I will. I will try. I will try. I've actually been in contact with some places to see if they would allow me to vlog for them, and some of them I've had some interest as well. So we'll see what happens. Right, let's go back and sit and look at the meadow for a bit. There we go. What roses are good in heat? Pretty much all roses. I mean, most of the David Austin roses say to plant in full sun, although you can get some for shady areas. If you have a shady area, there are some, I mean, there's all types of different roses. There are shrub roses, climbing roses, rambling roses, ones that are good for mixed borders, ones that are good in clusters, ones that are good in pots, ones that are good for hedges. There's roses for everything. I would I need a vacation, Darlene. I really do. Right, I'm going to scroll back up. Lynn says, "Are you going to live stream the Queen's?" No, I can't because of copyright. Because the BBC is putting it out on YouTube, I kind of don't need to. It kind of defeats the object. But I will be going on immediately after, and I will be talking about all of it. So we'll have a bit of an after party chat, if you like. Oh, Patriot lives aboard a narrowboat Buffalo. Let's go up. Thank you, Patriot. He says, "I truly adore you as a person. You have been and have been following you for close to 2 years now." Wow, that's a long time. Thank you. What rose? Oh, do you know what? I can't. Oh, over the arch. Do you mean this one or the other arch? The other arch is Teasing Georgia, and do you know what? I forgot the name of this one. I have kept the little tags somewhere, and I've misplaced them. But I had this one last year, so I could probably check from my orders. So I might have to check and then maybe tell you in the weekly vlog. But I forgot the name of that one. The one that's not doing very well is this one here. It's a climber, but last year it got swamped by the meadow, and it's got swamped again. So I think I'm going to move it. So I'm probably going to get something else to go up that particular column. So yeah, I need to rethink that one. Not everything works. We have to keep changing things. There we go. How are we all doing? I hope we are all well and safe. Oh no, Patriot, that's awful. I'd have pushed him overboard. Not that I endorse pushing people overboard. Lisa says, "My knockout roses like the sun, but can grow in shady areas." And Lynn is debating whether to stay up all night at this rate. Joan is loving the daisies. When I was a little girl, I always wanted to carry a bouquet of daisies when I married. If I married. Simple things make wonderful memories. They do. And if you have a favourite flower, it's always nice. Reverend Darlene says, "Fine, the virus is getting worse." Oh no. I mean, it's hard to tell because obviously the governments are feeling the effects of the economy, and in the UK, just over yesterday, we had the announcement that the economy had actually shrunk by 20%, which is, it's huge. I mean, obviously, you know we know why it shrunk, so it's not like it's one of those things where we don't know why, but 20% is huge. I think we're back to like 2002 levels in terms of the economy. So I can understand why governments want to get things back up, but it still doesn't mean it's necessarily safe. So I just think we have to take our own personal precautions and just, do what we feel comfortable with. Here in the UK, people aren't, I don't think, feeling necessarily pressured. Where you can still work from home, I think most people are choosing to. Schools, I mean, certain years are open, and I think it came out that about 50% of parents are choosing to send their kids into school. So at the minute, I think it's a lot of choice. Lisa, we have never actually had to wear a mask here in the UK. It's never, ever, ever been mandatory. It's always been personal choice to have a face covering here in the UK, which I know a lot of people find incredible, but it's true. In the UK, it has never, ever, ever been compulsory to wear a face covering. What they are talking about now is obviously with more and more people taking public transport that we should wear one if we're taking public transport. And as the shops open, all the shops, all the non-essential shops that can safely social distance are reopening Monday. I've already been to a few that have opened prior to that have been able to socially distance, and there's talk that maybe people might be asked or preferred to wear a mask in those, but it still isn't actually mandatory yet, apart from maybe the public transport thing. But no, it's never been a thing here in the UK. Some people, like I say, have chosen to, but the majority don't. Leslie says, I just binge watched Victoria. Kept me up all night. Oh, I love Victoria. I mean, obviously, one of the things that might be affected by Corona is obviously a lot of the autumn and winter programming that I really look forward to. I don't know what's happening with the second season of Gentleman Jack. I know it was commissioned, but I don't know, obviously, if they've been able to film. Victoria, I've loved every single series. I think it's really, really good. And I think it's piqued a lot of people's interest in Queen Victoria. So yeah, I'm worried about a lot of the programmes. I mean, I think they'd already filmed most of The Crown, I think. So hopefully we'll still get The Crown. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, it is what it is. Ruth James says, in Australia, we have never had to wear face masks, but we are expected to social distance and wash or sanitize our hands. Yeah, I mean, good hand hygiene, cleanliness, I think, speaks for itself, really. Reverend Dollian says, you can't even go to a store or doctors without a mask. I mean, I think they may introduce something soon. Once everything, unlocks properly, I think they may make it strongly advised to wear something. But at the moment, of making this video, no, we do not have to. So, what are you all doing today, apart from watching Trooping the Colour, which is a lot shorter? I think it's only on, I think the whole thing is only on for about an hour. So it is very, very, very stripped back. Barbie says, we have decided to sell our house after 28 years. Ooh, you built it. And guess who bought it? A couple from the UK. He said my garden is reminding him of his childhood home in Sussex. Wow. Where are you moving to? Is it a downsizing thing? Or are you just relocating? Yes, it's early. Oh, where's it early? Did someone say a time? Are you on about me? Yes, it's early here in the UK. Chantal says, I'm doing wonderful. These walking tours of your garden always make... Where's it gone? Where's the comment gone? Always make... I'll find your comment again soon. Always make me feel amazing. Thank you. I couldn't do without my garden. I really, really couldn't. It would be terrible if I didn't have my garden. Lisa says I'll cook and clean like every day. Yeah, life is getting a little bit monotonous, shall we say? And I can't wait to be able to go somewhere. As long as I feel safe and comfortable doing it, then I'm happy to. But yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, I've seen scenes of when they opened up the beaches. My goodness, people were not socially distancing at all. I mean, the beaches were just packed. I mean, they were like sardines in a tin. I mean, it was awful. So yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll be going to places like a beach or that kind of thing. But if a properly run, socially distanced hotel where you can go to properly socially distanced attractions, zoos are open if you like that kind of thing. I think lots of I think that the National Trust properties in the UK are beginning to open up. Maybe not the big main houses where they can't socially distance, but definitely a lot of the parks and that kind of thing are opening. So where you can be safe, I think I'd feel comfortable going. But yeah, I mean, you can pack your own backpack full of food and flasks of coffee or tea, and you can pack sandwiches. I mean, it's kind of like going back a bit to the olden times when people didn't really used to eat out much. People just used to pack their own picnics and they just used to go and enjoy the great outdoors. So I'm up for that. Leanne says I purchased a new outdoor grill and I'm grilling a New York strip steak. Oof. Wow, that sounds really, really cool. Patriot says I probably will only get back to UK by August, and seeing Liverpool without Dave is going to kill me. Oh. Barbie says we should be downsizing, but we aren't. We are building a new home outside of Oregon. We want more sun, I think that is. I will miss my gardens like crazy, but we'll create more. You can do a lot. Oh, your house sold in 3 days. Wow. Desirable. Wow. Yes, Matt's sleeping and Bo is on the bed with him. Leanne, I hooked up the propane and started the flame, so I know it will work. Reverend Johnny says, I can't stand without a garden or raking or anything outside. The riots was terrible for the virus. Our zoo is opening up this weekend. Yeah, terrible thing with the riots. Obviously, it's for a cause. And I think many people, I mean, I don't really think I've seen many people that don't support Black Lives Matter and what's going on. I mean, what happened over the last few weeks has really highlighted, inequalities and injustice, and it's a really important cause. But I think where it begins to lose people a little bit, and that's what's, been said by a lot of people, in comments and on news broadcasts and all that, is when it descends into rioting. Peaceful protests are essential. You have to have peaceful protests, and in this case, they are essential. But when it descends into riots, that's when it can lose people, and also people aren't safe, especially with the COVID. And I know, just because we've got a COVID-19 crisis and pandemic, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't fight back against really important, social issues. But we still have to be safe because we don't want to lose even more lives because people aren't being safe. So yeah, it's one of those issues where people need to do what they need to do, but it needs to be done safe. There we go. Lisa says protests okay, riots just create. Yeah. Leslie P says, thank you to all who have supported events in the US. Much love to you. I completely agree that violence goes too far. It does. Cheryl says, good morning. It is, and also looting as well. I mean, why loot? Like, see, I don't get the looting. Like, why loot? I mean, what's that got to do with the cause? I mean, seriously, those people need locking up. Yeah, the looters are using the peaceful protests as an opportunity for their lawlessness. Yeah, and I doubt very much that the looters have Black Lives Matter at the core of their intentions. So yeah, I think just an excuse to loot. Kelly says, anyone have fireworks going off? Because no. I mean, obviously here in where I am in Shropshire, it's actually fairly quiet. I mean, if you see images coming back from the UK of riots, it's big cities, big towns, and there's lots of contention at the moment around statues and monuments. But where I am in Shropshire, there hasn't been anything. So no, I haven't heard any fireworks or anything going off. Oh, thank you to Patriot, who says he likes my voice. Personally, I can't stand listening back to myself. But anyway, Reverend Donny says, yes, I would love to have a protest here, but peaceful. Yeah, it has to be peaceful. You can express your anger at the injustice by still being peaceful. There are ways and means. There we go. There we go. Let's set off the. By the way, I don't know how much battery I've got left on my phone, so I may have to go soon. Oh, Patriot is Aoife. I remember because I had a trouble pronouncing your name a while ago, and you told me how to pronounce it. I remember. Lisa says the stores become destroyed and then the stores don't come back. One of the things about COVID that I've been thinking about is about the high street. I mean, here in the UK, we have had a declining high street. And by the high street, I mean, shops, like, physical shops that people go. I'm not talking about the ones in the malls or the shopping centres. I'm talking about ones on the British high street. They were already struggling before. Obviously with people moving more to online, and also people going to out of town centres like shopping malls and that kind of thing. So I do worry about how the high street is going to survive. It's kind of like a bit of a British institution, and yeah, I do worry about the kind of small independent retailers. But a lot of people have been resourceful and have taken and have moved online with their things. But that makes me wonder, will they go back to the high street if they've been successful online? Then will it kind of kill off? Will it kill off some of the actual physical, independent retailers and things on the high street? That's another thing. Also, the housing market. Obviously with the 20% economy slump here in the UK, the housing market's kind of held at the moment. People are expecting maybe a bit of a downward decrease when it comes to the housing market, but at the minute we haven't seen like a massive drop. Obviously, the housing market was kind of postponed for a while, but there's not a lot happened to it really at the moment. And I think in some areas there is still quite a bit of demand. How many stakes supporting my Cyprus? One, I think. One on each. One big cane. Barbie says the housing market is a seller's market here because there is so little inventory. I mean, things have been creeping back on the market here in the UK, but like I say, it hasn't really affected house prices. There's been a few reductions because I like to check the property market. We have an app in the UK called Rightmove, and I check Rightmove for all of the new instructions in my town every single day. So I don't know, I'm nosy. I like to look, at the pictures and the floor plans, and so I am quite abreast of the housing situation. And there's been quite a few reductions, but not by that much. I mean, probably, the average reduction of about £10,000, £15,000, which isn't, a terrible lot. But no, one of my passions is actually looking at houses, even the ones I can't afford to buy, even the really cheap ones. I do like to keep abreast of what's going on. Roan Kelly says, "Hi, newbie here, but do you have roses?" I do. I do. Look at these pots. I have lots of roses here. I have roses going up down here. If you are a newbie, I do a weekly vlog where I show lots of gardening on the channel. So I do lots of garden tours. In fact, I filmed a garden tour a few days ago, which I've still got to edit. But yeah, we've got roses here. Princess Anne, William and Catherine, Anne Boleyn, Teasing Georgia. Boop. So we have lots of roses. There's also roses in the border which have still got to come out. We have Golden Celebration right there. Oh no, Tony, that sounds awful. Oh, have I ever showed you about the damson tree? We have a damson tree as well. So here is the damson tree. And where are we? I do actually have damsons on it somewhere. They're still green. Oh, here they are, look, see? There they go. I've got some damsons on the damson tree. Yes, I agree. It's always good to keep up with the housing market. Oh, I think we still have a Molly here, don't we, sweetie? Hello, girl. How are you doing, my little sweet pea? Hey, is it nice in there? Hey, good girl. You're gorgeous. Oh, apparently there's kitty collars made online by Cleo. They have the most beautiful collars. My cats don't like wearing them. I mean, it's probably a bit too late with Molly and Rory. Bo, we could probably get to wear a collar. But Molly and Rory don't like them. Yes, tons of roses, but not enough. This here is a hardy fuchsia, and it comes back every year. It's really, really gorgeous. Yeah, they're kind of like a plum. Not plums, but they are kind of a bit like plums. They're plum-ish, I would say. Oh, my hydrangea. Now, this is a blue variety of hydrangea. And if you can see, it is actually coming back quite blue. Roan, yes, I do have some in containers. I mean, these are only quite small containers, so I just put one in. But if you want the really big, full David Austin look, I did do a video on my channel where I planted 3 in a pot, in a big pot. But yeah, they do come. You have to feed them. After the first season, the nutrients in the soil kind of wears out and it's not enough. So you have to feed them once a week. I use the sort of fertilizer that you dilute in a can of water. So I put 1 can amongst 3 and then they're all fed. So yeah, the key is to feed them. Hasten the King says, wow, what's going on here? I've been online for about 38 minutes doing a live stream, Jamie. I couldn't sleep, so I went in the garden. I got a cup of tea, which is now cold, and I've been doing a garden live chat. But you're not looking at me because my hair is a mess, and yeah, so I'm just going to be a voice at the moment. But I think I had a lot on my mind because of Trooping the Colour, so I'm going to watch Trooping the Colour at 10, and then I'm going to go online straight after and do a live chat where I will review. What I think about the new, very much reduced Trooping the Colour, but still a very interesting Trooping the Colour because the Queen is still expected to be outside rather than watching from a window as we originally thought. So it will be very interesting to see. Hasten the King just got up for work. Have a good day. And I'm so sad that you'll be missing Trooping the Colour live, but you'll be able to watch it on the BBC YouTube. Yes, it will be a very historical trooping. I mean, obviously, for reasons that we didn't want to happen, but you know, it will be very, very different. You know, the Trooping the Colour ceremony has remained, you know, pretty much unchanged for ever since its inception. So it will be very, very different. Candice says, yeah, as far as I'm aware, I'm in good health. But I think it's an overactive mind. I need to get out more. You know, like everybody, I think we all need to just get out. And, you know, there's a lot going on. Lots of stresses and strains in lockdown. I am not showing my bed hair, seriously. The world is not ready for this beauty, so therefore it shall not be shown. Wonder if Philip will attend. Well, I mean, he's there. He's at the castle, so no, I don't think he will. But it would be a nice surprise if he was. Tony says we had 60,000 in a silent march today. Sounds very poignant. What's the name of the yellow and orange? This one, it's a rose, and it's a rambling David Austin rose. And again, I forgot the name of this one, but it is a rambling David Austin rose. You're suffering from cabin fever. Yes, I am, most definitely. Oh, a bee. There's a bee flying around. Yeah, no, I am definitely suffering from cabin fever. I need to get out somewhere and do something different. But no, you know, work's been fairly busy. I mean, three channels is keeping me quite busy. I haven't actually, you know, really had a moment. I mean, a lot of people have, you know, who have been furloughed or off work, a lot of people have had time to kind of just take stock and almost, you know, for the first time, just, you know, stop and take a breath. I haven't had that chance. You know, I'm self-employed. I need to keep things going. I need to keep my babies in biscuits. You know, my babies need to be fed. So, you know, I have to keep working, and I haven't had the luxury of actually just being able to stop and take stock. And I think I'm feeling a bit pressured and stressed to keep things going. I've got to, you know, you have to keep things going, and things haven't been easy. You know, YouTube has said, you know, there's less advertisers on YouTube that are paying less money for adverts. So, you know, things are a little bit tough, and hey, my babies need biscuits. So I've got three mouths to feed. So things have to keep moving. You know, ages ago, you know, lots of times people just want the world to stop sometimes so they can catch up. Well, actually, the world did stop, and I haven't been able to use that opportunity to catch up. You know, I've still had all the worries and things going on. So, you know, yeah, I need a holiday. I was so looking forward to my holiday, and you know, St. Lucia was cancelled, so we've put it back to next year. But I need to get away, even if it's just a UK break somewhere. I really do need to just get away. Right, let's see what people are saying. You need to start a proper garden notebook with a map. Yes, I do. Aidan the King says, you should take a line from the Queen. In this role, the job and the life go on together. They do. They do indeed. Yes, thank you for all keeping me company. There we go. Candice says, I don't think Prince Philip will attend either. Oh, do you mean the ones in the pot? This one is Anne Boleyn. This one is William and Catherine. They're all David Austin. And this one, of course, is the gorgeous and beautiful Princess Anne. The hardest working of all of them. I do remember the name of this one. This one is Jude the Obscure. I don't know what's obscure about it, but the scent is delicious. And we have the Mayflower. Now, the Mayflower it's got a bud on it. Adrian the King says, no, Philip won't attend your flowers in the pot. There is a David Austin rose called the Duke of Edinburgh. So I would like to get... And apparently the Duke of Edinburgh rose is listed as an old rose. Yeah, make of it what you will. So the Duke of Edinburgh is listed as an old rose, apparently. Well, you know, it is in the book. It's listed as an old rose. Adrian says, understand what you mean about not stopping since March. My garden is my mini break. I'm laughing at Jamie. Yeah, Matt and Bo are sleeping and have been since I got up at about 5:30 this morning. Oh, something's not I don't know which one I showed that's not a rose. Oh, the dahlia. This one. It's a dahlia. I think you might mean this one. It is a dahlia, and I've got 3 of them. They're new this year. And I have quite a lot of success with dahlias because I just leave them in the pots over winter and they come back the next year, which I know some people take them out of the pots and dry the bulb. And then obviously they plant them back in the spring. But I just leave them in and they kind of just come back. So I'm quite lucky with those. Archie's around here. The Archie tree is here. There's the Archie tree. And Hayden the King says, did you say in the vlog Bo sleep? Yes, he does. He will not go to bed on his own. He cries and cries and cries. So he sleeps in the middle of us or he sleeps on the pillow. He's actually very still. And he sleeps all the night through as well. So he's a very good baby. Yes, he's a very, very good baby. Right, I'm going to go and sit by the meadow and then I'm going to have to go in a minute because it's been 46 minutes. And I'm not entirely sure whether people want to watch a 46-minute chat of me just rambling. But anyway, how does he not get squished? He's very good, and we're actually quite still, I suppose. Reverend Johnny says, I like the wood barrier by the flowers. Yeah, oh, you mean like the borders? Yeah, it kind of sections off our... Do you mean that one over there? It sections off our utility area. Show that I have showed the Diana clematis. It is here in the pot. So I grow this clematis in a pot, and if we go to the other side, you can see the flowers a little bit better. So there we go. There is Diana. She is out. The Princess Diana clematis. And just in case you were doubting me about it being called the Diana clematis, it's Princess Diana. It is the Princess Diana clematis. So there we go. An actual real thing. There we go. I did not make it up. We do put him at the end of the bed and then he just climbs up to the top. He has to sleep next to us. It's not in full bloom. There is obviously, it kind of keeps flowering, so there's still buds, but it is in bloom. Oh look, can you see my reflection? Hello. I will allow you to see this much of me. I will allow you to see me obscured. But yes, the bed head is appalling, so we are not going to be looking at my bed head. My bed head will not be on display for all and sundry to see. Reverend Dolly says, Bo has you guys wrapped. He does. Leslie says, my grandfather planted prize-winning daylilies and tulips. I just recall that would take up the bulbs and store them in knee-high stockings. Yes, you can do that. But like I say, as an experiment, I left my dahlias in the pots and all of them came back. So that's what I'm doing. I'm literally I leave them in the pots. And in this particular area, they seem to like it. So there we go. I have been drinking tea. In my Royal Dalton. No hand-painted periwinkles, I'm afraid. But yeah, I have been drinking my tea. Yes, wind chimes. There we go. This is winds of they're Woodstock wind chimes, and they are this one is chimes of paradise, and it is gorgeous. Hayden the King says, "Grr, only Her Majesty appears live." Yeah. Asked her to reschedule, but it was too late. I loved the fact that she did a proper video call. That was amazing. I mean, just imagine seeing her on Zoom or Skype. Oh, she looked incredible. She really did. And how dare Andrew Morton say that her reign is effectively over? COVID-19 has just gone to show how resourceful and resilient the royal family are and how much they can adapt. The Queen, although she might not be able to do physical engagements, her reign is most definitely not over. How dare he? How dare he? He is completely wrong. Yes, he is a hack. In fact, some people might say, COVID-19 has been, the reimagining of the royal family. And it's shown. I mean, even King Charles. There's a bit of a premonition there, a bit of a fraudulent slip. Charles has actually, been proclaimed, the so-called king of Instagram. How much impact he's had with his video messages. He's probably found a new way of working, which is really effective and can actually reach more people. So, yeah. Reverend Jolene says, "This has been peaceful, thank you." You are more than welcome. And if ever I'm up earlier again, I might pop on and do another one. H. the King says, "I'm curious if she sets up the Zoom herself. Wonder how computer savvy she is." Oh, wouldn't it be great if she did? Wouldn't it be good if she did it all herself? No, I imagine maybe, one of her best servants may have set her up. But wouldn't it be good if she was like proper tech savvy and she knew exactly what to do? It wouldn't surprise me if she didn't know exactly what to do. She knows her way under a bonnet, so setting up Zoom might not be beyond her. In fact, I'm sure it's not. Thank you, Candice. Right. H.M. the King said, in the Queen's voice, "Philippe, can you help me set up this boom?" I think you mean Zoom, Mom. Good grief, Liz. Can you just use... Good grief, Liz. Can you just use the wireless? Yes, I can imagine Philip. Philip would have something to say, I'm sure. Right, I am needing to go now because I think my battery is low and I'm running low on tea. My tea is, well, what's left is cold. So I'm going to go and see if Matt has arisen. And there we go. I'm going to go and say goodbye. So, thank you for spending 52 minutes with me. And please join me later on Royal Reviewer when I will be doing a review of the very, very different Trooping in the Colour. So let's just go into the meadow for a minute. Ooh, here we go. Let's go in. Right, we're in the meadow. So I'm going to go, and I hope you all have a really amazing and lovely day. So from me in Shropshire, mwah, to you all, and goodbye.